This has Mavs fans fired up. On Sunday, March 1st, the Dallas Mavericks are making roster moves. Not one of them, not two of them, but three. So we're going to talk about them. Why not? And also, guys, fresh off of an embarrassing loss. I say embarrassing. Maybe we shouldn't have a whole lot of shame about that, but it was really just in the way that we lost to the Grizzlies that I'm going to use the word embarrassing. But coming off of that loss, we get to play the best team in the NBA tonight at 6 p.m. Mountain, 7 p.m. Central. We're going to play the Oklahoma City Thunder, and we're going to do it without the vast majority of our best players. This should be a fun episode today, guys. Go ahead and buckle up. We're going to dive right in. I am your host, Ethan, the advisor Clayton. Welcome to the party. And by party, I mean dope podcast. This is Your Mavs, a Dallas Mavericks podcast where all are welcome. Y'all better behave. All right. Roster moves on a Sunday morning in March. Right, let's talk about a little bit of context surrounding this. So March 1st was the deadline for any team in the NBA to convert a two-way guy into a standard guy, right? So we've been talking about it the entire season. You know, we had I'm so sorry. We had Moussa Cisse, who has played well beyond his two-way contract. We have Ryan Nhard, who has played well beyond a two-way guy. And we've even had a guy named Miles Kelly. I don't know if you remember that guy. He was undrafted just like the other two guys were, but he came out of Auburn and he was known as one of the best shooters in the 2025 draft. And he got 37 seconds of playing time the entire season. I'm of course exaggerating. There wasn't really any room for him in the rotation. And whenever he was on the court, even in the most, I don't know what to call it, the moments where we were throwing a bare bones roster, not being competitive all. In those situations, Miles Kelly, when he did get playing time, had opportunity to show, hey, I'm worth a second look here. I'm worth the long-term work that it's going to take to develop me into an NBA player. But as of this morning, right, he was on the chopping block, and we're, I guess, washing our hands of that project. I don't know how I feel about it. I thought maybe he would get more play time. Anytime you bring a shooter in, just a true, pure shooter, that's someone that you want to have stick around for a while, especially when you have somebody like Klay Thompson, one of the best shooters of NBA history, to learn from. But all that aside, Miles Kelly is gone. So let's talk about the two guys that we just signed to two-way contracts. I'll be honest, I did not even have this on my radar whatsoever yesterday when I was talking about, hey, we waived Tyus Jones so that we could sign Ryan Nhard to an NBA contract. I didn't even think about what the repercussions would be of we'll still have 3 two-way spots that we can award to players. And here we are. It happened this morning. The one that I'm more excited about, there was John Pulockus, and then there was Tyler Smith. I'm more excited about John Pulockus, and you'll hear why in just a moment. But yeah, so as far as our as far as our 3 two-way contract guys are concerned, we still have Moussa Cisse, we now have John Pulockus, and we have Tyler Smith. Let's talk some John Pulockus for a moment. I had never heard this name before. I'm going to be honest with you. Not a lot. You're not going to get an in-depth player profile on John Pulockus today. But what you will get is just a quick snapshot, right? I did some Googles. I looked at some highlights. Guys, John Pulockus is a 6'6" two guard out of the University of Yale. He played alongside Danny Wolf, who was drafted to the Brooklyn Nets this season. And if you'll remember, Yale made a little bit of noise in the tournament a couple seasons ago, right? They kind of came out of nowhere, and the big reasons why were Danny Wolf and John Pulockus. Now, John Pulockus, as a 6'6" two guard, he is a two guard in the truest sense. He is truly in there to shoot the ball, shoot the leather off the ball, if I may, right? I'm looking at the stats from the G League this season. He has been on the San Diego Clippers roster. That feels weird to say out loud, San Diego Clippers. But that's their G League team. And in 8.5 attempts, 3-point attempts per game, I'm going to need you to hold your jaws on this. He is averaging 47% from 3-point line. 47% on 8.5 attempts per game. So, yeah, I'm a little bit excited about that. Maybe we can see some quality shot taking and shot making on our roster for the rest of the season, as long as we do it with the spirit of, losing and tanking games, right? But listen, this could be a fun guy to watch. I don't know what kind of rotational minutes he's going to get from Coach Kidd, down the stretch here, but anybody that can shoot the leather off the ball, I'm excited to see them put on a Mavericks jersey. He has been compared to Luka Nhard, okay? Guy, lefty, 3-point shooter. The thing with Luka Nhard, and I've heard this discourse a lot recently, throughout his entire career, if you look at just the pure numbers, he's one of the best 3-point shooters in NBA history. But the problem has always been the volume is not there, right? So, if you're shooting 50% from the 3-point line, but you're only taking 3 3-pointers a game, that's not all that impressive, is it? That's kind of the situation with Luka Nhard. I'm being, I'm taking it a little too far by saying so you're making 1.5 out of 3 per game. That's not the situation with John Pulockus. He has been getting an insanely high volume, and the higher the volume, the higher percentage he has been shooting. So again, any shooters we can put on the court for the rest of the season, I'm here for it, right? Imagine Max Christie and Klay Thompson and John Pulockus just letting it rip from 3. If we can have a few 3-point shooters on our team, maybe we can put up more than 30 3-point attempts per game. How about that? Wouldn't that be cool? That's another thing that we've talked about the entire season, right? You cannot win games when you're maybe taking 20, 25 3-pointers a game, right? Especially if you're hitting at such a low percentage like the Mavericks have the entire season. So cool. I like it. John Pulockus, welcome to the Mavericks. Now, Tyler Smith, this was announced like 30 seconds before I just started recording. The only thing I know about him is that he was drafted by the Milwaukee Bucks and that I have his rookie card. Okay, that's really what I know. He's a power forward center. It looks like in this season, he has been averaging about 15 and 5, 15 points, 5 rebounds on decent efficiency. But he's not a huge guy. He doesn't look like he's a rim protector just off of the pure numbers. But you know what? Yeah, he's 6'9", 224. I'm not really seeing anything that's like popping out at me as far as like looking at the stats, but I misspoke a second ago. He's averaging almost 16 a game, 50% from the field, 5.2 rebounds. Seems like maybe he's a decent defender because he's averaging about 2.5 stocks per game, but this is the G League. I've really got no sort of commentary as to whether or not we should be excited about this. I saw the John Pulockus and I had more time. I had more runway to do some research and figure out, okay, how could he fit into the Mavs rotation moving forward? That part is pretty straightforward, right? We need shooters. That's an easy fit. Tyler Smith, I have no idea. But lately, it seems like, we can't keep guys healthy for more than a couple games in a row. And PJ Washington is going to miss again tonight against the Oklahoma City Thunder. So maybe that's the idea, is like down the stretch, anytime that PJ Washington's ankle feels a little bit weak, go ahead and sit down. We do not need to continue re-hurting that ankle. So Tyler Smith, eat your heart out. I don't know what his game is going to look like. It does. I am seeing that he's averaging almost 39% from 3 on, almost 6 attempts per game. Maybe that's why the Mavericks gave him a 2-way contract. He could wind up being somebody that we enjoy watching. I don't know. But quick shout out, Miles Kelly, RIP. Thank you for your service on the Dallas Mavericks. I, for one, thought you maybe could have gotten more playing time down the stretch, but maybe you could have been a little bit more dynamic when you were on the court, and that would have prolonged your stay. But anyway, we're past that. Welcome, Tyler and John, to the Dallas Mavericks. But yeah, isn't it fun on a Sunday morning, March 1st, to talk about roster moves that are being made? Yeah, we talked about the Tyus Jones situation yesterday. He was waived. Then immediately thereafter, it was announced that Ryan Nhard had been signed to a standard NBA contract. Cool. Does that mean that he's the starting point guard for the rest of the season? I don't know. Maybe we'll see the answer to that question in the first opportunity tonight against the Thunder. I think I would be in favor of Ryan Nhard starting at point guard. You heard me say on yesterday's pod that, basically the message is now, Brandon Williams, the keys are yours. You run the offense for the rest of the season. But now I'm not so sure. Ryan Nhard is much better at taking care of the ball, right? And I read the stats earlier, and I was kind of surprised as I read it. But in the 17 starts that Ryan Nhard has had this season, he's averaging 9 points a game, 6.5 assists a game, and he's averaging 44% from the 3-point line. Okay, but it's probably like what we were talking about a moment ago, probably on really low volume, like on 2.5 3-pointers a game or something like that. But what I don't want to see for the rest of the season is nothing but turnovers, giving up fast breaks, and losing by 30 to terrible teams. Okay, so if we have Ryan Nhard at the helm at point guard, I feel a little bit better about our ability to take care of the ball and not dig ourselves into giant holes. Now, the Thunder may be the exception to that rule because, they're widely regarded as the best defense in the NBA. And Ryan Nhard's like 5'11". So they've got long and talented point of attack defenders. I don't know how well that's going to look. Just tell me what you think. Is Ryan Nhard your starting point guard, or are you giving the keys to Brandon Williams? Now, that is until we get Cooper Flagg back, which he will not return tonight. Jason Kidd said the other day he probably won't be available by Tuesday's game against the Charlotte Hornets. I kind of think he will, but I don't know. Jason Kidd has said before, I don't always tell you guys the truth, but for sure, Cooper Flagg is not playing tonight. I would love to see him on the court on Tuesday against the Hornets because the marquee matchup, the big storyline that everybody's going to be talking about is the Con Knippel versus Cooper Flagg Rookie of the Year race. Coop, if you're watching this, which I know you're not, please come back on Tuesday and just absolutely own the Hornets. That's all I'm asking. But since we do have a game tonight, we might as well talk some predictions. Let's talk some. You heard it here first. So I'm going to keep it pretty straightforward here. Do I think the Dallas Mavericks are going to win tonight against the Oklahoma City Thunder? No, I do not. Okay. Right now, our injury report reads no Cooper Flagg, no PJ Washington. Naji Marshall is questionable with a finger contusion. Okay. I don't know what that means. Is that why he only scored 4 points the other night and didn't look like himself? Maybe it is. If that is the reason why, yeah, go ahead and rest him. Like, I don't really see a shot at us competing against the Thunder no matter what. So you might as well save Naji for the game on Tuesday against the Hornets. But yeah, the laundry list is long of who is not going to play tonight. But you know who will play tonight? It's the guy that I've been really tough on recently. I've been tough on Max Christie, guys. I expect more. I need to see more from Max Christie, and tonight is the perfect opportunity for him to be like, you know what? My bad. I haven't been really playing my part lately. I haven't really been lifting the offense up in any form or fashion. Let me do my thing. That is what I expect tonight against the Thunder, right? We're not going to win. We're not going to have any like shiny individual performances. I think we're going to compete like we always do. But I fully expect us to be down by 20 or 25 at some point and then come thundering back like we always do. But it's going to be a fake comeback. So check it out. Tonight we will lose 131 to 114. 131 to 114. Okay, you heard it here first. The Mavericks will lose by at least 17 points. Okay, as far as individual performances, between SGA and Chet Holmgren, I expect to have like 55 put up on us. SGA is fresh off of his injury, but he looked like he hadn't missed a beat whenever he returned the other day. And Chet Holmgren, he's starting to turn a corner a little bit offensively where he can be relied upon more from long distance, right? So I expect those two guys to really lay it on us tonight. We're not going to see Jalen Williams. We're not going to see AJ Mitchell, who always has a terrific game against the Mavericks. we're just going to see a lot of Hartenstein offensive rebounds. We're going to see a lot of the SGA foul baiting, initiate contact, fade away, like all the stuff that we've seen from him before. That's what I expect tonight. 131 to 117. SGA and Chet Holmgren combined for 55 on us. And might as well throw some sort of Mavericks related prediction, right? Let's pinpoint Max Christie. If in fact Naji Marshall does not play tonight, the offensive keys are yours, Max Christie. There were stretches of the other game against the Memphis Grizzlies the other day that Max Christie was handling the ball and he did a poor job, right? And it wasn't because the Grizzlies were locking him down on defense. So I am a little bit worried about the Max Christie ball handling stuff. But if we have a real point guard on the floor with Max Christie, like a Ryan Nhard, to set guys up, get them to their spots, set the table, then I think Max Christie could have a really, really nice game tonight, because if he finds himself getting one or two easy looks, he's going to connect on those, and then he's going to build his confidence up. So I expect Max Christie to be our top scorer. I don't know where the heck else we would get any scoring from if not from Max Christie. If Naji Marshall does not play tonight, which I kind of at this point don't expect him to. I don't expect him to, because again, if he had something bothering him last game and that's why he didn't play well, there's no reason to get him to try and play through that tonight against the Thunder, unless we just want to poop on their party and randomly string together a win against the best team in the NBA. But Max Christie, I'm going to say he scores 27 tonight. So to recap, you heard it here first. The Mavericks will lose 131 to 117. SGA and Chet Holmgren will combine for 55 points against the Mavericks, and they're pretty much going to dominate the entire game. That's what I'm going to tell you. And then on the plus side, we'll get to hopefully get the pleasure of seeing Ryan Nhard run the starting point guard position and set Max Christie up well to where Max can get some good open looks. Max is going to score 27. You heard it here first. But yeah, I don't have much else for us to dive into today. I think I'm going to save all the draft stuff to continue, building momentum into this week. A new name has kind of entered my radar. I say a new name. I've known about him this entire season, but he's really starting to come into form, and it's somebody that I'm seeing a lot of Dallas Mavericks fans get excited about, and that is Braden Burries from the University of Arizona. Turns out Arizona has an incredibly talented young team. They've got Koa Pete. They've got Braden Burries. They got that other guy that is a guard that I can't ever remember his name. But guys, I almost had it. Braden Burries had an incredible game last night against Kansas. So I'm going to watch some more film and see how he might fit alongside our future roster. The theme of the day is we're talking about shooters, right? So the two-way guys that we signed today, John Pulockus and Tyler Smith, they're both, I guess you could say, shooters, right? They both play two different positions. Pulockus is a two guard and Tyler Smith is a combo forward, but they both shoot the ball really well from 3-point line. Let's get more of that on the Dallas Mavericks. But yeah, as far as, draft profiles and the types of players that we need to come bring in to play alongside Cooper Flagg, I need more shooting. I need some more offensive creation. I need some more ball handling skills. So Braden Burries very much fits that description based off of what I've seen so far. I'm going to do some more deep dives into that today and prepare a deeper draft dive than what we've done so far for tomorrow's episode. But guys, let's rock this loss tonight against the Thunder. If you think I'm wrong, if you think the Mavericks are going to totally surprise the NBA and kind of own the Thunder tonight, I'm here for it. But just let me know about it in the comment section. Go ahead and call your shots. We have some guys in the comment section that have been basically shooting perfectly from the field with predictions that they have made. Brent Edmondson, I'm looking at you, right? You've kind of been nailing it in the comment section. Let me know what you see happening tonight against the Thunder and say it in front of God and everybody. Guys, that's all I got for you today. Y'all be good. Party on.